Let's talk money misconceptions. Basically, the 7 things I wish I knew, especially when I was a little bit younger and still finding more about the money world, how to make income, how to increase your income. And unfortunately, these things are not taught anywhere. And I've seen a lot of YouTube videos of what to do and how to attract more money, and those are great. However, I don't see anyone talking about kind of the myths of money that we are forced to have all growing up, seeing how our parents function. For most people, being taught in high school, college, and pretty much all your work life. These are the things that everybody says is the right thing to do. However, none of these things will actually make you rich, but literally 98% of people are trying these methods. So I'm gonna break them down and you're going to want to hear this, because understanding these, and I had a really steep learning curve. I started really understanding these concepts in a very short time period. It was about 3 months that I realized that my entire perception of money was completely wrong. And then when I actually started changing it and knowing what's out there, that is when I started my online business and my financial situation completely changed, and even my entire life path from not working in kind of one field that I was hoping to make me happy and bring me monetary abundance, but from completely changing perception and taking life into my own hands and completely changing my mentality. So I want to share these misconceptions with you, so no matter what stage you are at, you can start changing your mindset so you can have more of that in your life. Because let's face it, everybody wants more money, and that's exactly what this channel is about. Not just more money, but of course it's a huge part of it. This channel is titled Money, Woman, and Power, and my name is Karina if it's your first time on here. And I really want to empower women and really show them pretty much everything that I'm learning, whether it comes into self-development, changing your mindset around everything, such as being the best version of yourself. So if you are into that type of material, do subscribe and like this video. Now let's talk about the first misconception, and I can guarantee you have done this. Every single person does this, because this is what we're taught. We're taught frugal living, and we're taught that saving your money is actually what's going to take you over the edge, and you will be more financially responsible and financially free if you save your money. Now this is an array of things. It could be couponing, it could be buying the kind of store brand name as opposed to the normal brand name, it could be getting a cheaper cell phone bill or a cheaper car insurance, whatever it may be. And unfortunately, a lot of the times it does cut into your safety, especially with getting things that are maybe less value for a better buck. So we're taught to kind of penny save, and like that's going to actually make us financially free. That's not true. There is no amount of money you could possibly save in your income that's going to actually give you the life you want to have. If you cut your cell phone bill in half, if you cut your car bill in half, if you cut all of your spending, maybe you're saving an extra couple of $100, but that's not going to make you financially wealthy. There's a famous book called The Millionaire Next Door, and they actually shed light upon the typical average millionaire and how eventually, with decades of work and frugal living, a lot of people can become millionaires by the age of 60 or 70, but to be honest, that's just not gonna cut it for me. The second misconception is cheating yourself. A lot of people do this and they think they're doing it because it's actually going to help them. But again, it's really building a destructive mentality around money. It's building a mentality of lack, like there is not enough of it. And people cheat themselves all the time by telling themselves, I don't need this, I'm fine without that, I'm okay if I don't even go and sacrifice my health. A lot of people unfortunately do this, and they let their health kind of go on the back burner because maybe they don't want to pay for insurance, or they didn't want to go to a checkup and check something that's hurting. And I understand that people come from different financial situations, but people cheat themselves out, not only for the things that matter most, which is their health, but also fun things such as materialistic items. And you know, as a girl, we want so many things, but a lot of people cheat themselves out because they think somehow this is going to lead them to a better future, but that's not true. And in a lot of cases, it's actually harmful. And let's face it, you do deserve it. You deserve nice things. You deserve luxury goods, and actually you of course deserve a priority of your health and not to have to think about these emergency situations that come up. I mean, I know so many people that will be in a bad mood for about a week because their tire popped and they don't have the funds to fix it. You don't want to be in that situation, and you don't deserve to be in that situation. That is why it's important to change your mentality around money. The third thing that I wish I knew earlier, because I would have definitely stressed so much less, and that is that paying for your college tuition will not necessarily show you your life path, and you won't necessarily be able to align with everything and pay everything back and have a successful job. Now, take this with a grain of salt, because there's different career paths and different mentalities and different goals that people have. My mentality was always trying to find something that is very fulfilling, that can help everybody, and that will leave me more than financially well off. And I honestly thought that college would give me that opportunity. I'm an immigrant from Russia, so education was such a priority. But unfortunately, for most careers, it is kind of a scam these days. If you're trying to be a physician or a lawyer or something that actually needs education, and that is your sole path, then education is amazing. This approach is becoming a little bit more open-minded. People are receiving it well off, thankfully. That's the entrepreneurial approach. Or if you don't really know what you want to do, then perhaps paying so much money in college tuition and stressing over that will not be very beneficial to you, because some careers don't even need a college degree. For example, if you want to start your own business, the business degrees, will they really help you out? Let's ask ourselves, is the instructor teaching the university class or the college class, are they a successful business owner themselves? Do they have the finances that you want to have one day? Is this a good example to be learning from? Or should you kind of remove yourself from that situation and maybe pay significantly less in another type of course created by somebody who has done this before and they can show you the steps? Perhaps that could be a better return on your money. Misconception number 4 is that more of something does not necessarily mean it's better and that you're getting more. Now, this is a little bit hard to understand, and you might not be on the same page. If you really think about it, it gives you a mentality of lack. There's not enough of this, so I have to have more of this. I gotta get everything I can right now because I don't know when the opportunity will come again. That is not a mentality you want to have, and that's going to give you fear, anxiety, and you're always going to be grabbing whatever it is because you think that's your last chance to get it. If you have a mentality of abundance around money, then you know you can have anything at whatever time you want. If you want to purchase this, you know there are no limitations stopping you. There's always enough, and you're never in a rush to get anything or to think you need something. If you want a glass of water, you can just go to your water machine and pour it. Or you can open your sink if you like your water that way. I personally don't like my water from the sink, from the tap, but it's available. If I were to be really thirsty and I didn't have any options, there's always the sink water, right? Misconception number 5 is that wanting something so badly will help you get it faster. That is so wrong, and again, it is such a wrong type of thinking. If you want something so painfully that you are desperate about it, you are in pain, you want it so bad and you just don't know how to do it, you are putting a blockage over yourself. You're putting a blockage of it coming into your life, and I don't mean just appearing in front of you, because we all know that's not how it works, although sometimes it feels like that when you are in the right mentality. But what I mean is, if you want something but you are more calm about it and you are optimistic, your mind will become filled with inspired action. It's not working harder, it's working I don't even want to say smarter because I feel like that's such a cliche, but that's what it is. It's almost as though you get impulses and guided to do the thing you need to do in order to bring that into your life. But if you are stressed and panicking, then what's going to happen is more unfortunate events like that are going to come over, because what we think about, we attract. And it's kind of an example of if you wake up a little bit too late, you miss your alarm clock, and you're running even 5 minutes behind, you start stressing yourself out, you get toothpaste on your shirt, maybe your coffee doesn't come out, or you burn yourself with your coffee, then traffic suddenly picks up when you get every red light, and then you end up rear-ending somebody, there's no parking spaces. It just keeps getting more and more and more. And it's not a coincidence. It's not like that day is cursed. It's because that mentality of you think that one little thing goes wrong and you fuss over it, and it just builds into all of these catastrophic events that actually set you back. So the best thing to do is to be a little bit more relaxed and know that eventually you will get to the spot. And right now it's not the end of the world. You have other options. So when you know that, maybe you'll be a little bit more relaxed. Misconception number 6. This one is for my fellow law of attraction lovers or skeptics. I personally believe in law of attraction. I mean, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter, because it's the law of the universe and it's there irregardless, right? But what I want to say is that some videos may seem a little off, because what they say is just think about something positive and things will happen. It will just fall into your lap. And that's not how it works either. It's not gonna work unless you do. But that does not mean running yourself frantically all over the place trying to figure something out. What I talked about earlier was inspired action. And if you are in the right mind zone, then things will start to happen. Obviously, you're not going to win the lottery, although who knows, everything is possible. You might win the lottery if you're in the right headspace. But what's gonna happen is, again, you will potentially meet somebody that will give you an idea to start something. Maybe you get something online and that inspires you to do something. Maybe sometimes you even just get a random thought. Misconception number 7 centers around working. And this is kind of probably the most important thing I wish I knew, and that is that your mind work and working on getting yourself to the right mindset around money is more important than any physical work that you actually will do, whether it's at your job, on your computer, making phone calls, building your website. Because again, it goes back to everything that I just talked about. If you are in the right state of mind, things become so much easier. And oftentimes we really want to surpass that because we don't believe it. We're told so many different things. We're programmed from a very, very young age. It often happens because family members have a negative view around money. Perhaps you overhear conversations such as, we have to save up for your college, we can't afford this, we can't afford that, then there's all these other expenses, all of that. It builds a very negative perception of money, and you have that and you believe it. So you think everything else is going to be this difficult. But when you actually open yourself to the possibility that money is in abundance and it can come to you if you're in the right mindset, then you will understand how important it is to actually train your mind and to reprogram yourself. And once you're in that state, you will notice things coming so much easier. So I really hope that this channel can help you do that as well, whether it's on a mental level or an actual physical level, which, by the way, I do have a free training down below of how to do the same exact business model that I'm doing. So you can check that out. And anywho, that's gonna be it. Subscribe to this channel, like this video if it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.